Hello dear students, my name is Dr. Vaishali Ghai and the name of this channel is Tricks by Chemistry Guru. So today in continuation with chapter 4, we'll talk about molecular orbital theory. In previous video, I've explained you about the valence bond theory and I told you that in valence bond theory, the bond is formed by overlap of half-filled atomic orbitals. But once the bond is formed, even the atomic orbitals do not lose their identity. They do not lose their identity. That means atomic orbital ही रहते हैं. They remain as such. But the bond is formed by the overlap of half-filled atomic orbital. Now when we talk about molecular orbital theory, the basic differences in MOT, that is molecular orbital theory, when atomic orbitals combine, say two atomic orbitals combine, they lose their identity. That is the major difference between these two theories. They lose their identity. So basically when we talk about the atomic orbitals which combine, they lose their identity. So first thing is, what do they form? They form new orbitals which we call as molecular orbital. That means atomic orbitals when combine, since they lose their identity, it means they form something new. So the new orbital that is formed, we call it as molecular orbital. So first thing is, what type of atomic orbitals will combine with each other? So we should know only those atomic orbitals combine which have similar energy. That means comparable energy of similar energy. And they have proper orientation. If they come this way, then only they form molecular orbital. So this is the basic about this molecular orbital theory. One more thing is, the number of atomic orbitals combined is equal to the number of molecular orbitals formed. जितने भी atomic orbital बने जुड़ेंगे, overlap होंगे, combine करेंगे, the same number of molecular orbital formed. Same number of molecular orbital will be formed. So suppose when two atomic orbitals combine, we get two molecular orbital. So if we get two molecular orbital, how we can distinguish them? So when two atomic orbitals combine, we get two molecular orbitals. One molecular orbital is with lower energy and other molecular orbital is with higher energy. That means if it forms two molecular orbital, then they'll be of two different energy. The lower energy, we call it as bonding molecular orbital, and the higher energy, we call it as anti-bonding molecular orbital. That means two types of molecular orbital will be formed. First thing, ध्यान रखिए आप, atomic orbital is always used for atoms. तो जब हमें atom के लिए orbitals की बात करनी है, we have atomic orbital. Similarly, when we talk about molecule, we have molecular orbitals. Just like the same way when two atoms combine, they form molecule. Similarly, atomic orbitals combine, we get molecular orbital. The electronic configuration for atomic orbital we generally write in terms of 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p and so on. SPDF के terms में लिखते हैं and so on. But when we talk about molecular orbital, we always write in terms of sigma, pi, delta, etc. We'll talk about sigma and pi in this chapter because we'll be having only these two, delta, no. So when atomic orbitals are represented by the electronic configuration, we always represent in terms of SPDF. But when molecular orbital are to be represented, we write in terms of sigma, pi, delta, etc. The number of atomic orbitals combined is equal to the number of molecular orbitals. Now the thing is, how do they combine? The electrons of new molecule are filled in the atomic orbitals as per Aufbau rule. That means the filling remains same. Follow all the rules that we have observed in the case of atomic orbital. Obeying Aufbau rule, obeying Pauli's exclusion principle, even obeying Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. All these rules are to be obeyed even while filling molecular orbitals also. Maximum multiplicity. So we'll discuss how to fill these electrons in these molecular orbitals. How the combination takes place. We call it as linear combination of atomic orbitals. This is a method that shows the formation of molecular orbital from atomic orbital. We know that we have atoms which consist of electron waves. Electron waves may combine in phase, psi A plus psi B, we call it as constructive interference, or may be out of phase. We'll write psi minus psi B, destructive interference. So यहाँ जो interference बन रहा है, that is constructive just by addition of these waves. And here we'll be having destructive interference. What does it mean? It means that electron waves of two atoms may be in phase during constructive interface, during addition, or may be out of phase during destructive interference or during subtraction. So in both the cases, when we talk about, if I take the square, that is the probability of finding electron. In first case, if I take the square, then it comes out to be psi square plus psi b square, psi a square plus psi b square plus 2 psi a b, psi b. It means in this case, if I try to find the probability of an electron in a molecule, it is increased by this factor. Whereas when I write psi dash square, we get psi a square plus psi b square minus 2 psi a psi b. This is the formula, a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square. So it decreases in this case. So that's why this addition results in the formation of bonding molecular orbital which is more stable, and it results in the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital which is less stable. Why it is more stable? Because it has lesser energy. It has more energy. So with higher energy it becomes less stable, with lesser energy it becomes more stable. So few things we need to consider. One is when we talk about the stability, which one is more stable? अभी मैंने आपको बताया, in terms of energy, if I say bonding molecular orbital with lesser energy is more stable. So when we talk about the stability, bonding molecular orbital is more stable than anti-bonding molecular orbital. In terms of energy, if I talk about, then it goes reverse. So let us talk about how the filling of electron takes place. First thing is the condition, as I have told you, only those atomic orbital which combine, which are having comparable energy, like 1s 1s के साथ combine कर सकता है, 2s 2s के साथ combine कर सकता है, 2s even can combine with 2pz which are having nearly same energy, second shell है. If I consider Z to be internuclear axis, 2pz can combine with 2pz, can combine with 2pz. So we are having only same orientation that can combine. We are having comparable energy that can combine. Okay. So let us talk about what are various types of molecular orbital, and we'll discuss how the filling of electron in these molecular orbital takes place. Suppose I talk about 1s plus 1s, two atoms will form and they result formation of a bond, sigma bond takes place, and thus the result in the molecular orbital is sigma 1s. If 2s will form, we may have sigma 2s. So since two atomic orbital will combine, so we'll be having two molecular orbital. One is bonding molecular orbital and other is anti-bonding, and anti-bonding is represented by star on it. Similarly, when two atomic orbitals 2s will form, we'll be having two molecular orbitals, sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. But when we talk about 2p, so similarly 2pz combined with 2pz will get sigma bond, sigma 2pz and sigma star 2pz. There is a bond formation takes place. So one is bonding and other is anti-bonding. When 2px combine with 2px, since first overlapping is with z-axis along z-axis and thus it is sigma bond, so second overlapping along px axis result in the formation of pi bond. So whenever 2px and 2px will combine, I get pi 2px and pi star 2px. Now why Z with sigma? Because we consider Z as internuclear axis. Don't get confused. Taking Z axis as internuclear axis, will be having sigma bond along the combination. With the combination of 2pz and 2pz, we get sigma 2pz and sigma star 2pz. This is bonding molecular orbital and this is anti-bonding molecular orbital. So don't get confused why we have sigma long in the case of Z and pi in the case of px or py. Let us take an example of 2py. So 2py when combined with 2py again will be having the formation of pi bond. So we have two molecular orbital pi 2py and pi star 2py. Okay, so this is how we consider these formation of molecular orbital and various types by the mixing or the combination of these atomic orbitals. Now, what is the energy level diagram? So when we talk about energy level diagram or the arrangement of energy, so it goes sigma 1s with lesser energy, then sigma star 1s, because bonding is always with lesser energy as it is more stable than anti-bonding. Next we'll move after 1s, we'll move to 2s. So we have sigma 2s and then sigma star 2s. After this we'll move to pi 2px and pi 2py. Both are forming pi bond, so energy is exactly same. So I have written the sign of equivalence between pi 2px and pi 2py. After this we'll be having sigma 2pz, which is more stable and thus having higher energy. Then pi star 2px and pi star 2py. After this pi star 2px, pi star 2py, next we have a sigma star 2pz. So this is the order we need to consider up to nitrogen. For oxygen, fluorine and neon, there is a shuffling order for sigma 2pz and pi 2px and pi 2py. For these three cases, the energy of this comes higher than sigma 2pz. So यहाँ जहाँ sigma 2pz बाद में आ रहा है, इसकी एनर्जी ज्यादा हो जाएगी for these three cases and इसका order change हो जाएगा. So ध्यान रखिए, up to nitrogen will be having this order. For oxygen, fluorine and neon, for these two the order get reversed. Sigma 2pz comes first, then pi 2px and pi 2py. Now let us start how to find and how to write the electronic configuration. Suppose I talk about hydrogen. Two hydrogen atoms will combine to form a hydrogen molecule. It has a configuration 1s1, it has configuration 1s1. When these two electrons will combine, we get a bonding molecular orbital sigma 1s2 with anti-bonding, no electron in it, because both the electrons will go in sigma 1s2. So if I try to fill the electrons, like it has two electrons, one from each hydrogen atom, the configuration for H2 goes sigma 1s2. If I write for He2, electron, 4 electrons I'll be having, 2 from each helium atom, and we'll be having total 4 electrons, and thus the configuration will go like this: sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2. Now at this moment, if you say that helium doesn't exist, yes, helium does not exist. We have proved this in terms of valence bond theory also, and now we are going to prove in terms of molecular orbital theories. So for this, we need to find bond order. What is bond order? Bond order is Nb minus Na divided by 2. What is this? Nb is number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital minus number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital, and bond order tells us about the number of bonds between two atoms in a molecule. The greater the bond order, the greater is the stability. So I can write that bond order is directly proportional to the stability of molecule and inversely proportional to bond length. So this is how we can express. Let us find the bond order in the case of hydrogen. For hydrogen molecule, Nb comes out to be 2. And Na, there is no electron in sigma star 1s, and thus it is 0. So I can put the value 2 minus 0 divided by 2, that comes out to be 1, and thus it says that between two hydrogen atoms we have single bond. Let us find the bond order for helium. This is the case of hydrogen molecule. The case of helium molecule, Nb is 2 and Na is again 2. Number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital, that is sigma 1s. Nb is 2 and in anti-bonding, that is 2. So if we put the value 2 minus 2 by 2 comes out to be 0. Since there is no bond between helium and thus the bond order comes out to be 0. So I can say that He2 does not exist because its bond order is 0. So since in the case of helium bond order comes out to be 0, it means helium does not exist. Let us consider the case for lithium molecule, Li2. How to write the configuration? Since it has total 6 electrons, 3 from each lithium. So we have sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2 and next is sigma 2s2. Let us talk about carbon. Carbon is having 12 electrons. So I'll move sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. कितने होगा? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 हो गए. Next electron कहाँ जाएगा? So next we have the configuration is 2px and 2py. Pi 2px and pi 2py both are having equal energy. So Wundt says that if orbitals are having equal energy, then electron will go equally. First, singly occupied. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is how the configuration electron filling takes place. This is how the electron filling takes place. Let us talk about boron with 10 electrons. We have sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2 with pi 2px equal to pi 2py in energy and 9 and 10. So both the orbitals will get 1 electron each. Now here the presence of this unpaired electron explains the magnetic behavior of these molecules also. So that is also one of the major possibility about this molecular orbital theory. It tells us about the magnetic behavior. Like if we are having unpaired electrons, if unpaired electrons are present, then the molecule will be paramagnetic. So if I ask you, out of carbon and boron, which one is paramagnetic? Answer is boron because it has unpaired electron. Carbon has paired electron. If one electron goes with this spin, another will come this with this spin, and both are having paired electrons. So they are paired. So carbon is paired. So unpaired electron is absent. Then the compound is diamagnetic. So if unpaired electrons are absent, the species will be diamagnetic. And if unpaired electrons are present, like in the case of boron, the species is paramagnetic. So this is also a positive aspect of this boron molecule, how to find the magnetic behavior. Now another thing is, if I go with say nitrogen with 14 electrons each, molecule 14 electrons, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px, pi 2py. कितने हो गए इलेक्ट्रॉन? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. कार्बन तक 12 हो गए थे. Next we have is sigma 2pz with 2 electrons, so it goes 14. So this is how 14 electrons will be filled in this configuration for nitrogen molecule. If I would like to find the bond order in the case of nitrogen, let us underline all those species which are bonding and circle those species which are anti-bonding. So bonding में कितने? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 10 minus anti-bonding कितने? 1 2 3 4 by 2. That comes out to be 6 by 2, 3. It means that nitrogen has triple bond in it. Nitrogen has triple bond in it. So this is how we can find the bond order in the case of nitrogen. Oxygen, we have specific character and some change in configuration. Sigma 1s, total 16 electrons, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2p. अच्छा यहाँ change हो जाएगा sigma 2p z2. Then we have pi 2px, pi 2py, because for oxygen, fluorine and neon, the energy of this goes lower. 1 1 1 1 goes 14. Then हमें कितने चाहिए? 16. Next electron will go to pi star 2px and pi star 2py, 1 electron each. So since we are having unpaired electron and thus the species oxygen is paramagnetic. So this shows that oxygen is paramagnetic. Let us find the bond order for oxygen. So let me underline the bonding molecular orbital and star the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Circle the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So how many electrons are with NB? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 by 2. So 4 by 2 we have 2. It shows that oxygen is having double bond between two oxygen atoms. So this is how we can find the bond order for oxygen molecule. Okay. Now suppose you are having any ion, say H2 plus. So to write the molecular orbital configuration, we just need to write only the number of electron. We have only one electron. As H2 is having 2 electron, with positive species it remains with 1 electron. So the configuration will go like this, sigma 1s1. And the bond order comes out to be Nb minus Na by 2, that is 1 minus 0 by 2, that is 0.5 or 1 by 2. So this fractional order says that the ionic species is there. So do practice. In the next class I'll tell you how to write with a simple trick this molecular orbital configuration and to find the bond order. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe this channel.